Good evening, everybody. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Let me know where where you are in the world as we get everybody in. So we welcome everybody in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me know where you are in the world. All right. Let's see who all we have in here. Okay, I see everybody in here. Oh wow, Jeremiah with the super chat. Thank you so much. I think that's Nigerian. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate you. Hey Devin. Hey Eric from the hip. How you doing? Says he loved the diminished techniques. Always sounds great. You know, gospel musicians. That's one of the staples. Diminished moves. Let's see, Eduardo. Como va? ¿Qué lo que? Pierre, how's it going? Bearfax. Shirley Prentice, how's it going? Manuel. Stuart Peter. Ife Busala, what's happening, man? Colin, how's it going? From England, you're up late. Y'all are up late at night, man. It's like, what is it? Like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, something like that. You are all up late. But thank you also for being here with us, with me tonight. Tonight's going to be a fun session. I'm going to cover a good bit, and so let's begin. So, as you might have seen in the YouTube post or the email that I sent out, we're going to be talking about adding motion to our playing. I'm always analyzing students as I see them play and musicians, and I'm reminded of when I was at particular stages in my journey where I was trying to figure out how to improve the way I play. How do I make it sound more than what it is? Like what do I do? And so I want to present maybe 4 techniques. If I keep going, maybe I'll go further. Maybe I'll do 5, 6, 7. But let's go and get started. So the whole idea is adding motion to our playing. And so I love using template songs or template progressions to illustrate the ideas. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Let's see. Let's do a template progression today instead of a song. So let me move myself over. I have my whiteboard up so I can write on the screen. And let's do a template progression. Let's do, I was just playing in the key of C. Do y'all have a key preference? Maybe I just go to C. No flats, no sharps. I don't remember the last time I was in C. Or I can stay in E. So I see B flat, D flat. Okay, nope. We'll do D flat, that's fine. All right, so let's create a progression. Let's do, Colin says G is a lovely key. It is, it's a beautiful key. Let's do G flat, then A flat, then B flat minor, and then lastly, I'm gonna make it a 4-chord progression. I'll do F7. Oh, no. Tell you what, let's change the progression. I'm gonna do it backwards. Let's do it backwards. Let's have some fun. I'm gonna do the B flat minor first. So B flat minor first, A flat, G flat, and then F7. So that's an F. My writing isn't the greatest here. All right, so here's how the progression goes. A simple progression. Then we'll do a dominant chord F7. All right. I like it. Okay, so this is our progression: B flat minor, and you'll so for those who are just starting off, you might see me add more notes to the B flat. I might extend all of these chords, so I might not just play B flat just to try it. I might add the 7th, maybe even the 9, maybe even the 11, right? Maybe even the 13. All right, even that's out of the key, but I might do it. So just so you know. All right, and with all the chords, I might extend them. But here's the point: B flat, A flat, G flat, F7. Okay, so the first idea I want to talk about is inversions. Inversions. We can add movement to our playing by making use of inversions. And I want to talk about inversions in two different ways. The first way is just simply inverting the right hand. So let's say our B flat minor, right? And I can simply invert this chord. So just the right hand. Or if I played the root down here and just use two hands, you know, like. So let's try playing it, and I'm going to invert the right hand, or maybe both hands, depending on how I play it. So set the tempo. All right, here's the B flat minor. Do you hear what I'm doing? So instead of it sounding like, there's nothing wrong with this, but if you want to get away from doing this, we start inverting the chord. Ooh. All right, so I'm thinking inverting the right hand chord. And that just gives motion. Like, it's simple. It's not super complex. We'll get to some more stuff happening in a moment, but that's a real simple idea that adds motion to our playing. And here's the thing, though: if you do it like not on the downbeat, so instead of going like inverting like that, invert like not on the downbeat. So you see that? So here, 1, 2, 3. And the key is, all right, so this is an incredible technique. All right, so let me give you layers and levels. So beginner level, you might start going like this, right? You start here, and then if you try the inversion, you might do it on the beat. Right? Now, intermediate, let's push it up. You might do a rhythm, but it's going to be the same rhythm every time. You're going to go. All right, and that gets kind of predictable. But the next level is changing up the rhythm to be musical. So it's not the same thing, static. So you might go. All right. So inversions that way. But I told you there's two ways I want to talk about inversions. Here's the second way. Changing the root. Changing the root. This is the real idea behind inversions. And I want to focus on maybe, I'm just going to focus on the F7 chord. I'm going to do the changing on the F7 chord for now, so it doesn't get too complex. Maybe I might do more. But if we look at the notes of an F7 chord, F7 chord is F, A, C, and E flat, right? And the great thing about inversions is any one of these notes can be on the bottom. So I can play an F7 chord, right? But if I put the A on the bottom, now it's first inversion. Now it's second inversion. Now it's third inversion, right? I don't have to change the right hand to invert the chord. The root is what has to change, right? Okay, so I'm going to change what's on the bottom, right? Maybe I might do a little more. I might invert a few chords. Okay, so let's have some fun. So I told you can put one of the chord tones on the bottom. So let's say for the F7, let's put the E flat on the bottom. So I'm gonna put it over E flat. For the B flat minor, let's put it, I'm gonna invert all of them. I changed mine. I'm gonna put it over D flat. So I'm putting first inversion, first inversion, first inversion. So let's hear how this sounds. So B flat minor with D flat on the bottom. A flat with C, G flat with B flat, F7. Ooh. Ooh. Wow, wow. Wow, that completely changed the sound of it. And then when we add, so we're inverting the bottom, then we can even invert the top too at the same time. Now we have this massive movement and motion to our playing where it felt very, very static beforehand. All right. Any questions on that? Let me know in the chat. Any questions? Does that make sense? All right, so Trail says, wow. From the Hip says, nah, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, cool. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. The second thing I want to talk about, to add motion to what you're doing, is this idea of changing the tensions or changing the extensions on your chords. So let's look at the B flat minor. So look at the notes of B flat minor. B flat. Here are the notes. If I extend this B flat minor out to the 11th, and let's say I play it like this, right? Here's something subtle I can do. I just change the extension. Watch this. Did you see what I did? So these two notes right here, I just took them, moved the F to the 11, and the B flat here to the 7. So you see that? I'm changing the extension. So right now I'm just playing a basic B flat minor, no extensions, but now I'm gonna change. You see it? Let's do another one. So I'm doing B flat minor 7 right here. I'm gonna take these two notes and change it, move them down. Ooh. And I need the third somewhere, I'll add it. There we go. All right, I literally can do this for every chord. So, what did I do there? So I'm changing the extensions. Here's B flat minor. I have the B flat, here's B flat minor in my left hand, and then I have the 5, the 9, and 11th right here. Then I'm gonna move to a basic triad. I'm gonna move again to the 7th and 11th. Whew. What did I do there? I even went out of the key on this A flat. You see this? I went to G, to the major 7, back to the 1. So I had A flat add 2, then I went to A flat major 7, and then it's rounding. So, okay. What's another one on this G flat? Maybe I'll do. So I'm changing the extensions, right? And you can see how this adds a lot of motion to the music, right? Now let's go to the 5. And on dominant chords, this is like tailor-made for this. Here's my dominant chord F7, and I'm gonna do the sharp 9, sharp 5. So sharp 9, sharp 5. And watch this. I'm gonna change the extension from sharp 9, sharp 5 to flat 9, flat 5. Ooh. All right. So I'm gonna do it again. Then I'll go to B flat. Just motion. Right? Someone's asking for my WhatsApp. I don't use WhatsApp to chat. You can email me. I'll put my email in the message. In the chat. Email me there, and we can chat through email. I don't use WhatsApp for business chatting. Okay. Woo. All right. What if we change the tensions on an F7? So I did sharp 9, sharp 5. Then I did flat 9, flat 5. Let's do flat 9. So I go flat 9 to flat 9, flat 5. Flat 9 to flat 9, flat 5. Okay, does that make sense? So another way to add motion is to change the tensions or extensions on our chords. Let me know in the chat. Someone says, can hear you loud and clear. Okay, cool. From the hip says, so far, oh man, thanks. From the hip says, inversions of the extensions that you land on is crazy. Yeah, like there's so many possibilities you can do with this. It's phenomenal. Max, hey Max, says, Corey, this sounded fantastic. Thank you. From the hip says, makes perfect sense. Okay, all right. All right, so let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. I want to share an idea that you don't really hear much about. I don't know if I've actually talked about this on the channel. I don't know if I've talked about this on the channel, but here we go. Is this idea of line cliches. The idea of a line cliche is you keep the harmony static, and one note you move in a direction. So watch this. You know this kind of sound, right? Oh, watch this. I can move the B flat down. That's a common sound you hear. Right? All right. So let's try to implement some line cliches. So on the B flat minor, so we have this. Somebody said like James Bond kind of stuff, or you can move down. All right. So for the A flat, we can do some similar things. We can move the 5. For the G flat, we can do something similar. Move the 5. And for the F, we can move the root down. Ooh. And so, like, I haven't changed. I'm still on F, but I'm changing. I'm doing a line cliche. All right, and it's adding so much motion to the music. Let's just see if I can just improvise one on the spot here. All right, here we go. So, let's go. All right, so I have a question here. Does the line cliche work with inversions of chords? Sure. So if I play the B flat inverted, I have to change the note. So I'm still doing the 5th or the root. Or, you see, so it's still the same notes. I'm not changing the notes, that they're just in a different position now when you invert it. Colin says that sounds classical. Yeah, it has a classical. Definitely has a classical sound to it. Yeah. From the Hip says, so gorgeous. That was nice. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, this stuff yields so many beautiful possibilities. There you go. That's incredible, incredible. Colin says, "Hey Corey, I'm guessing you wouldn't use these techniques on every chord. You would do it sparingly, for sure. I wouldn't do it everywhere. I'm doing it now everywhere, but I would I would pick a spot and do it, and then continue on with kind of telling the story. So no, I wouldn't do it everywhere, for sure not." That's another question. Is what inversion is in the right hand to do the fill-in movements? Well, initially, I'm doing root. I think I was doing root. So root to make it obvious. But you can do whatever inversion you want and still have to do the same thing. Like if I'm in the second inversion, or so yeah, you can use any inversion. Okay. All right. Now, I want to give one more. Let's see. I want to give one more. I want to talk about suspensions. So suspensions. I've talked about these in other videos, but I thought I got to include it here. Suspensions. And I'll just focus on the dominant chord. That's the only place I'll do it for now. So instead of landing directly on the dominant chord, I will suspend, meaning raise the third, or take the third out and replace it with the 2 or the 4, or both, the 2 and the 4. So I get, and then a resolve to the third. So. Or with a 2, or surround, or both of them together. I like doing that. Right. So let me just kind of play through the progression and show you how that sounds. So I'll play simple. Here it is. Suspended. You hear it. So adding suspension, and we can do this in a lot of places actually. Let's do it in a few other places. Let's suspend everything. Why not? All right. So on minor chords, a suspension and it not being suspended, they almost sound exactly alike. So this is the idea really for major chords. You can do suspended on minor, but it almost sounds exactly like a minor chord. Here's minor, here's suspended. You can't really tell for the most part. So I'm gonna do it on the A flat, the G flat, and the F. So here I play simple. Here's the A flat. Sus. Now this G flat's gonna sound a little out of the key. If I did 4, if I did 2, it won't. Ooh. Here's suspended. I'm gonna sus2 on A flat, F, G flat. Now, let me talk about the G flat. Because the G flat, it's kind of like a Richard Smaller kind of thing. And I like that. if I kind of want to add a little, I don't know, panache a little bit. But sometimes I like to do this. Now, this technically wouldn't be considered suspension, but I'm gonna share it with you. It's a little secret. I would play the sharp 4. So I have this. This is. Ooh. So here's my G flat. So I'm gonna take out the 3rd. I'm gonna play the sharp 4. Here's the 4, sharp 4. Now this works really well on chords that are the 1 chord or the 4 chord of the key. So if I think I'm in D flat, the G flat is the 4, right? So it's like a pseudo suspended. It's not really suspended, but let's hear how that sounds. It's sus, A flat sus 4. Oh my. Here it is. Ooh. Ooh. Man, that's it. That's the sound. That'll. Ooh. That is it, man. That's the. Ooh. Okay, see some questions. Someone says, "What is the concept called? The false suspension idea?" It's just suspension. The way I'm playing it, the problem with this is that it's so ambiguous. Like even you see the chord software over there, can't even. It says NC, which stands for like no chord. It can't. It doesn't have, because this could be like a D flat major 7 with add 4, right? That's those are notes I'm using, but just the 4 on the bottom. Or so I'm thinking, the idea I'm thinking is actually Lydian. I'm thinking just a Lydian idea, which is sharp 4 idea, major 7, sharp 4, right? But the way I'm using it as if it's as a suspension, functioning. So it's functioning. You see? Okay, there we go. Wow. So 4 ideas, inversions 2 ways, right? Inverting the right hand up, but then also inverting the root. Tensions, so changing the tensions or extensions on a chord stat motion. Line cliches, right? There's one line or one note moving in a direction against the static harmony adds motion, and then suspensions to add motions. Now let me know in the chat, which one was your favorite? Which ones do you do? Which ones are new to you? Let me know in the chat. Let's have a quick conversation. From the Hip says, yeah, I was going to ask you about modal interchange earlier. Yeah. Now this isn't modal interchange definitionally, but conceptually, I guess you can say it's kind of like modal interchange. Legend says, I use that sus move all the time. Okay. Okay. Nice. Anybody else? Let me know. TBB says, you got it, Doc. I appreciate you, man. Peter Stewart says, those runs are crazy. Oh, man, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Wow. There's some really nice stuff there. From the Hip says, extensions and sus was by far my fave. Okay. Prophet Daryl Moss says, glad I got a notification to see you live for the first time. Oh, well, glad you made it in. Welcome. Welcome to the community. Come on. All right. John says, makes sense. I'm loving this. Cool. Sweet Fish Music says, this is about how chord play is not only the concept. I appreciate it. I'm trying to relay the concept. So it can be about how you play. So it's not so much about me, but how you play. Prophet Darren says, all new for me. Okay, cool. All right. Any others? Let me know. Trev says, love the concepts. Thank you. From the Hip says, I used to watch during the pandemic and had no idea what I was watching, but it feels great to understand all of it. Oh, great, man. Progress, yeah. 5 years ago, we were doing the live stream and we finally brought it back. So it's amazing how much time changes things for us. Things that we used to struggle with before are really easy later. So yeah, man, congratulations. 180 Perspective says, I'm just joining, might have to rewatch. Yeah, go ahead, pull the playhead back to the beginning and just watch it from the beginning. There's a lot of information we covered. All right, Chuck says 100. Oh man, appreciate you. All right, any others? 180 says, what type of voicing is being used? When are you talking about? Like, is there a particular point that you're talking about? A moment in, like, I'm using all kinds of different voicings, honestly. I mainly just yeah, let me know where, like, what point you're talking about or what I was doing. Maybe I can give you a better answer. Hey, I'm Javon from Jamaica. I'd like to see your approach on B to see how you find voicings and movements on a song to play. Like, you mean in the key of B? You know? There you go. That's B. There you go. From the Hip says, have you seen how many views the D'Angelo video got? Last time I checked, it was a lot. Oh man, I have not. One of the students I work with, he asked me to play. For those that don't know, he asked me to play. Show him how a D'Angelo song goes. And so in our lesson, I like transcribed it for him, and then he posted it on YouTube. And It was fun times. I was saying in that video, I was saying, man, these changes are weird, but not weird in a bad way. Like weird, like incredible. Like these are like not normal. This is not the normal way. This is like so different than everybody else. But people thought I was coming for D'Angelo, and so they like roasted me in the comments. So it's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like it's different. It's so not the norm. That's what makes it so nice. But yeah, I haven't checked out. I haven't seen how many videos views the video has. So um, I might just try to find it and look. Um, Javon says, so do you normally play with the melody on top to voice the chords? Exactly. Yeah, I like to play with the melody on top to voice the chords for sure. One neighbor says, yeah, this chord F2 over this. I think. I don't remember playing this. I remember playing this. Is this what you meant? Um, let's see. Eric says line cliche technique is the new one that I'm hearing for the first time. Okay, cool. From him says that video was hilarious. Yeah, it was pretty funny. All right, yeah. Another thing in that, let me see, from him says, oh, he put the video there. Okay. Another thing was, I was super tired. I was wore out, and I think I pulled like almost an all-nighter the night before, so I was wore out and still going through my lessons. So my energy is pretty low, and don't roast me too bad. Peter Stewart says, does the melody line lead your playing? Yeah, I'm always thinking melody for sure. I have to actively try not to not do it. Yeah. From the Hip says, I'm going to rewatch this video tomorrow and practice the sus concept for sure. Definitely rewatch it. You know, like they say in church, you know, even though you were here listening, there's probably some things that was said that you might have missed because you might have been thinking about something else at the moment, and I said something that might have triggered something else for you. So yeah, definitely watch it through again for sure. So what key is that chord in? It's in D flat, or like D flat major, or it's relative minor, B flat minor. So. Got it? From the Hip says, my dad is a pianist and never actually took the time to teach me, so I'm catching up. Okay, cool. Legend says, yeah, I'm taking notes and I'm putting my own spin on it for sure. Yeah, that's the whole idea. Take these concepts and use them yourself. Like make them yours. So Javon says, since you lead with the melody and the singer is already singing the melody, how do you prevent your chords with the melody from clashing with the singer? All right, so when I'm playing with a singer, I don't play the melody verbatim. So the singer's going, I'm not going to play that, but I will keep the melody on top. So I'll go, you see? Now if the singer goes somewhere else, then then I'll adjust. But I'm not playing the melody verbatim. But when I play my chord to give them support, the note that's on top most 9 times out of 10 will be the melody. All right. Ife Busolo says, so for the line cliche, do you just pick any of the notes? No. You notice I was doing the fifth mostly. So the fifth generally works on every chord. The fifth. On the minor chords, the one also works as well. On major, the one works as well. What it does is, like say for some in D flat, if I drop the one down, so it takes you like to the dominant chord. So that's the last movement. So say for instance, I'm going from D flat to G flat. I go. So that's the thing. So yeah, not any note. So Legend says, I always double tap that C, D flat, A flat, then drop the C to B flat. There you go. There you go. From the Hip says, when you're playing with the whole band in general, your entire approach has to be supportive. Exactly. Sweet Fish says, this exercise is good for ear training too. For sure. For sure, definitely. All right, so Javon says, okay, thanks, no problem. So, by the way, do you know of any keyboard selling I can buy and ship to Jamaica? I don't know anything about importing or exporting out of the U.S. As far as keyboards are concerned, honestly, I don't. I wish I did. Maybe it might be something I check into. We'll see. Legend says, my pentatonic runs aren't that polished, though. Just keep working them, man. Just keep working them, make sure you use the proper fingering, and they'll clean up for sure. Ife Busla says, I love the extension part the most. So my question before context, what techniques do I need to know in isolation? So you need to be able to, I would say, know every chord up to the 13th to really take advantage of the extensions. So like say for instance, doing D flat, here's D flat major 7, D flat major 9. Now on major chords, the 11 we don't play, we play the sharp 11, and then the 13th. Right. So know that for all your major chords, and then for your minor chords, up to the 13th as well. That would be the first thing. Jamal says, excluding Amazon, Sweetwater could be used. Yeah, I guess so. Sweetwater, yeah. From the Hip says, wait, explain that. Why the sharp 11? So generally, the presence of the 4 suggests sus. And the 3rd suggests major. But if we have both of them at the same time, the chord becomes ambiguous. We don't know what the chord is. So you're always told a lot of times in beginner, not beginner, but in music theory, you're taught to avoid the 4 and the 3 together on major chords because of that very ambiguity. So if I play so when I extend, if I do we have that clash right there of both major and suspended at the same time. So George Russell But posit this is the true one. Versus, you hear the difference? This doesn't sound subtle. This does. 180 perspective says, can you break down be lifted in the next slide? I'm confused how they move from one key. Are you talking about O be lifted? So that song? Okay, maybe. We'll see. From the hip steps, yeah, there's a big difference actually. Yeah, once you pay attention to it, yeah, it's a huge difference. Entonces, ¿qué lo que? Todo está bien. Legend says, Mike Burrell's use of pentatonic movements is what had me start practicing, but I always break my practice to jam out. Yeah, you gotta just force yourself to sit down and just work it out. Or just commit to like 5 minutes every day. I'm gonna work on a pentatonic and just stick to it, hang to it. Hey, J Studio, blessings on you, man. All right. Any questions? Peter says, I wanted to ask, are you still learning new concepts in music theory? Always learning something new. Not so much maybe new theory, but connections I haven't seen, theories that I know but just haven't explored yet. There's so much theory that's covered. Like the way I play, I've picked certain things out to create the way I play, right? But there's a lot left. There's a lot of meat on the bones left that I have yet to explore of the theory that I even know. So it's more about making connections and seeing how things connect in just fascinating ways. So not like new theory, anything like that, but more like going a mile, instead of going a mile wide, going a mile deep on the very things, because there's so much to be had in what we already know. So from the hip says, can we go over order my steps, ways to approach it? This song, that order my steps might really fall, the ideas we talked about today. 180 says, problem is I need to understand my level before trying to play like someone on a higher level with more reason why they do what they do. Sure. And you're doing the right thing, asking questions, asking the why of things, because that'll help you understand why something's being played. And once you understand why, then you can take advantage of it. So you're doing the right thing, man. Keep asking questions. Keep asking questions. And that, for me, when I was developing and kind of coming up, that was one of the things that I hated. I didn't want you to show me what was played. Like, I wanted to know why you played what you played. Give me the reason why. If you gave me the reason, then I knew I could figure out ways to take the reason and make it work. And so that was my kind of driving force. Like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why? And the better I got at asking the question and answering the question, the more my skills improved. 180 says, how would you go about evaluating someone's level? So, yeah, I'm not a fan so much of like putting labels on like a level. I'm a fan of labels, but I've seen guys that can play any, like, you put any classical concerto in front of them, and they can go to town. One of my guys, one of my mentees, he could go to town and play incredibly well, like in front of an orchestra and everything. And then I asked him to play a C major scale, and he couldn't do it. What level is he? He just got finished playing a concerto, but can't play a C major scale. Like, couldn't do it. Like, that's not a joke. That's not hyperbole. No, I sat in the room with him. Hey, play a C major scale. Couldn't do it. Play a D major. Couldn't do it. What level is he? Well, he just finished playing a concerto. Anybody would say he's advanced, but he couldn't play a C major scale. So, I'm not so much concerned about labels like, oh, you're a beginner, you're intermediate, you're advanced, you're super advanced, you're intermediate beginner, these labels, because they don't mean much. What I would say is this. Well, you asked me, how do I evaluate? Well, I listen to people play. I ask them to play specific things. I'll ask questions. And from that, I'm able to determine gaps in the knowledge. So everybody has gaps in their knowledge base, right? Now, the best players, the gaps are so small they're almost invisible. And then some and then the very best, they don't have any gaps. But for the young player, the gaps are pretty wide, so they're pretty easy to identify. Oh, you don't understand. You understand just primary chords only. You don't understand what a passing chord is or why it's there, or whatever. Or you don't know extensions. You don't know how to extend your chords, or you don't know so forth and so on. These things. So when I'm listening, I'm analyzing and evaluating. Oh, this is what the issue is. And so now I'm trying to find the gaps and say, oh, okay, and then I create a plan of attack, how we're going to address every gap, every weakness, and move forward. So that's kind of how I kind of do it. Uh, 180 says, I play with folks like that right now. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Ife says, what are like the 5 top things? Most of the time when I'm evaluating people, I just ask them to play something that they're comfortable with first, and then I ask them to maybe play a random song. It doesn't matter. You hear how you hear someone's relationship with the piano when they play. So the song really doesn't matter. I just ask them to play something simple, like Hallelujah or Amazing Grace, anything. It doesn't matter. I'm hearing your relationship to the piano, right? It's like if I was asking you, like, how well you spoke English, for example. Anybody, how well do you speak English? So it doesn't matter what you talk about. As soon as you start speaking, I'll know, like, okay, what your relationship is with the language, whether you have a good understanding of it. So it almost doesn't matter what songs are asked. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Someone says, can you hit us with a classic Richard Small move? Well, sure. There you go. 180 says, one day I'm hoping to do your courses so I can break my silence and limitations. Yeah, come on, man. I'm here. Yeah, let's do them. Ife says, could you kindly recap the techniques? Yeah, so the techniques were inversions, tensions, extensions, suspensions, and line cliches. Those are the 4. Okay? All right. All right. Well, thank y'all so much. We've been at it for over an hour. Thank y'all so much for joining me. This has been fun. And my plan is to be back here next week. So, Lord willing, we're going to be back here next week doing the live stream again. So if you have any suggestions, definitely put them in the chat. You send me a message. Let me know what you'd like to cover. Definitely like the video. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're still growing. We're still growing and expanding the community. I want to help as many people as possible. When I was coming up, one of the things that inspired me is that, like, there weren't many places you can go to get help to learn how to do this stuff. And so my goal is to inspire and just be a resource to help you on your musical journey. So subscribe, tell everybody about the channel. Tell them to come next week. It's going to be fun, all right? Well, thank you all so much. And until the next one, be blessed and happy practicing.